morning and happy New Year. Today is New Year's Day. We have another wonderful year ahead of us to look forward to. And we have some news and some updates. First of all, we've got a little competition with the fan on our oven. I reseasoned my cast iron skillets this morning after we used them for Christmas dinner a few days ago. And the oven is cooling down, and so that sound may be a little bothersome, and I apologize. But we, of course, have been thinking about our New Year's resolutions, our goals for this coming year, and we wish to announce that we're going to be in this for another year. And so, and that is not to say that after that we're going to shut things down, but I just want to let you know that we're going to keep on going. We love our community so much. We have had such a wonderful experience, and we'll be coming up on 5 years in March of when we launched our channel. And it just kind of sat there for about 2 years, and then it took off during COVID, actually. And then you have made us feel so wonderful about what we do. And we feel so wonderful because apparently what we are doing is helping many of you. And we especially love it that we have so many newbies, people who are new to the canning process, the home preparedness process. We do not do doom and gloom here ever. We recognize that the world is in a pretty critical place right now, and we all keep abreast of what's happening. It's no secret that it is very good timing for us to be prepared in every way that we possibly can. And so that's what our channel does focus on. We wish to announce that we have made our annual profit sharing donation to Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. We do that with the proceeds that we get from our Amazon store. We do a profit sharing with them, and it's a significant amount. We're happy to do that. Our little firstborn great-grandchild, a boy, was born with part of his intestines on the outside of his body and lived for his first 4 months of life as a tiny infant at Primary Children's, and they just did a phenomenal job. He will be turning 4 in February, and he is just a wonderful, normal, happy kid. We went to a Christmas concert. We sat up in the second story. It was kind of a balcony type thing where we could look down and see the audience. And his dad gave him a lollipop to kind of keep him satisfied. He grew tired of it and just flung it over the edge. Fortunately, it landed in an aisle, so no one was hurt, but very normal, a toddler. Also, I want to thank all of you who participated in our book sale that went on this past week for Jim's birthday. Thank you so much for valuing our books enough to purchase them. We appreciate it and hope so much that they will help. When we first started our book sales, we really wrestled with the idea of whether or not to have them featured as a book for sale, hardbound or spiral bound at Amazon or elsewhere, but the cost was so prohibitive. And one of the things that we want to do with our channel is make our information available to as many people as possible. And so we elected to do it the way we are doing, which we have our own little bookstore, and the link is always in the description of our videos. And our books come only as a PDF for you to download, and then you can keep a copy of that right on your own device, or you can print it off and have your own. And that cost of printing is by far less, like more than half less of what it would cost if it were professionally bound, spiral bound, or whatever. So we really appreciate your support. And our brand new book got off to a great launch on Jim's book sales, so we're happy for that. Want to give you a little update on our channel. I have been spending hours and hours reorganizing our playlists. And we started our channel almost 5 years ago. We knew nothing about YouTube channels and how they worked. And so the way that I had organized the playlists turned out to be a mess. And so we had over 31 different playlists, which was ridiculous. every time I started a new thing, I would put a new playlist there when really they needed to be organized and chunked into groupings that covered a broader area instead of little tiny details. And so now I've cut it in half. I think there are 14 or 15 playlists, and it should be much easier for you to find things. So you may already have noticed that we have a new picture, and that picture has both Jim and me, because Rose Red Homestead is not just me. It is, actually it's more Jim than it is me, with his support and his videoing and he's such a comic, all the comments that he gives and the laughter that he provides us on this channel. We're in this together, and so I thought it only right that we have the picture of both of us up there. This year, we would really like to encourage all of us to focus on our 60 days of meals. We feel like this is such an important concept. We are now 2-3 months, maybe 4 months into our own process for getting our 60 meals through the integration of our freezer, refrigerator, and pantry. And it has been quite an adventure. And I honestly, this channel has benefited us in many, many ways. Not only have we gotten to have a wonderful community, a learning community where we all participate. We have what is called distributed expertise. You have expertise that you share in your comments. We have expertise and we learn from each other, and that's what a learning community is. So not only have we learned so much, but we have benefited so much by developing these programs that we then practice ourselves. And honestly, the 60 Days of Meals has been for us personally one of the most successful things that we have done in our lifestyle. Having our freezer organized and those meals that I've shown several times, we do it constantly. We almost are to the point where we have our 60 meals there, but we keep rotating through them. And it has been, for our age and energy level, it has been such a blessing to have a freezer full of meals that we can just bring in, thaw, and eat. Because there are sometimes that's all the energy that we have at the end of our day. And we're pretty active, so it makes it really nice. Which means that I have to keep making big batch things. Like right now we are out of green chili enchiladas and we're almost out of lasagna. So very soon in our menu plan, I'll be fixing green enchiladas again. And it will provide us a meal for that night and then 2 or 3 meals that will go into the freezer. So this is working superbly well for us. It also is creating meals that we can take with us on our trips, and I'm doing some of that coverage on our other channel, Trail Grazers, where we are focusing now on preparing meals in hotel rooms as we travel. But we encourage all of us to continue working, just keep plugging. And we're not setting a deadline when we want to be completely done, because we're never done, because we're always rotating and then having to restock. And that's great because it keeps things fresh. Because this has been such a busy season, and we have noticed that the numbers on some of our videos, the views, have been down quite a bit, which is to be expected during a Christmas season. But I just wanted to let you know that if you have missed some of our videos, here are some that you may be especially interested in. We did a video on powering our freezers off-grid, which is critical to our 60-day plan. And then our series on making cheese from powdered milk. We've had a lot of very positive comments. So many people are thrilled with knowing the things that they can do. And we right now are using our powdered milk that is 19 years old. Well, this is now 2024, and we're using 2004 packaged powdered milk. So it's now 20 years old that we are using for these cheeses, and they're turning out fine. The last video in this series is mozzarella cheese, and it will come later this week. I've had 2 fails already, so I'm going to practice again this afternoon. If we make a success, it will be later this week, probably by Friday. One of the funnest videos we did was freezing whipped cream for use in hot drinks. Quite a few of you watched that one. I've been having a blast with that. And so that's a fun one you may want to check on. And then using passata for various tomatoes recipes. That was our great tomato hack that we did a micro moment on several weeks ago. And we have, I think, 2, maybe 3 more videos in that series. And we've done quite a few. So if you've missed some of those videos, you might want to pick those up. Hasselback potatoes for the freezer. We served those for Christmas dinner, and boy, did they go over spectacularly well. And they freeze well. We had a rib roast for Christmas dinner, and we had, thankfully, some leftovers. And so I've packaged up the leftovers along with some Hasselback potatoes, and we now have another set of meals out there in our freezer ready to go. We'll probably be taking those on our winter trips that we will document over on Trail Grazers. And then we had a class a few weeks ago on making and preserving cream soups, which was really a good one, and we have another class coming up very shortly. So one of the things that helps us so much is when you make suggestions about videos that you would like to see us do or classes. And so on this video, if you would please make comments concerning what you would like to see this coming year in terms of videos and our 1-hour classes. We would appreciate that so much, and we'll work into doing as many of those as we possibly can. So I hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope we all do. And thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week for another Micro Moment Monday.